Hello everybody. This is going to be a long one, but thank you for joining me because Mike and I like to cover things that many of us have covered in the past, but the newbies, may not know about some of this history. We don't expect everybody to go back and watch all 2,000 of our videos, and it's been a few years. So I did some digging, and I found the 2016 tax return that they had to file in 2017 by the fall of 2017. And I did a screenshot, and I want you guys to look at this. Do you see where that arrow is? Book value of all assets at the end of the year, $1.5 billion. And under the 1.5, actually it's almost 1.6 billion. But do you see what the organization's primary unrelated business activity is? Investment activities. Now that is just the Watchtower Bible Tract Society of New York. When I put in the Watchtower Bible Tract Society of Pennsylvania, as you can see, the Watchtower Bible Tract Society of Pennsylvania, that on their 990T form here, they have income from partnerships and S corporations of $146,509. And of course, they, had a few deductions. So total was $139,000. Now I did Christian Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses, and as you can see, it says financial documents not available. So it makes me wonder, is that considered or listed as a tax-free corporation and they don't have to file one of these forms? I don't know. I'm just guessing here. But we like to update it every once in a while. So I would like to update Watchtower's investments because we haven't covered that for a while, a few years. Now, there is so much. I mean, it's hard to know where to even begin. And I don't do scripts like some people, so bear with me. Now, many of us know that Watchtower gets investments, stocks, bonds willed to them through people's estates. And that's how they get some of their stocks, bonds, investments, life insurance. They are the beneficiary. So many of us know about the Henrietta Riley Trust Fund. Now, thank you, Atlantis. He was kind enough to gather all of this information into one PDF for us. And I'm going to put a link down below. And I'm going to give everybody credit to where he got this information, because this wasn't just him and wasn't just me. Now, this PDF, I'm just going to read his email to me. It is the largest and most complete PDF file ever compiled on Watchtower Investments. Thanks to Bicella and Atlantis. The connections of companies stretch all over the world, a vast look into the inner financial bed partners of the Watchtower. It is 442 megabytes large and contains 412 pages of colorful documents, right down to the 990 forms and Securities Exchange Commission. This is a must-have for folks like us. Well, thank you very much, Atlantis. And I've got the PDF. Gnats. Now, when you go through this PDF, and there's a lot in here. When you go to page 357 in the PDF file, there is screenshots from a website called The Fourth Watch. And they are talking about Watchtower's investments, and they ask the question, Who is Henrietta Riley? And I'm just going to read what was on here. Where there is clarity and openness, there's no room for speculations and question marks. Every nonprofit organization is obliged to submit a kind of tax return each year. This declaration on the Form 990 is published on the internet. Now this is the IRS Form 990. Let's take a look at part of the Watchtower income. Don't worry, it's not illegal. These documents are available for inspection on public servers. Here you can find the tax returns of the Henrietta Riley Trust. Now they are using the 2014-2015 tax year, and that's why I thought maybe update it. And they have links that you can go get what they're talking about. But down here on the PDF, page 359, who was Henrietta Riley? Ms. Henrietta Riley, a member of a rather wealthy family, was supposedly a Jehovah's Witness, or at least sympathized with them. Before she passed away in 1945, she donated a capital to support the Watchtower Society. Founded in 1970, the HMR Trust's sole purpose is to generate equity returns that, after dedication of costs and taxes, flow 100% to the Watchtower Bible Tract Society. The trust is being managed and supervised by employees of the Comerica Bank in Detroit, and you can see that right on these 990 forms. And they have a screenshot of that, Watchtower Bible Tract Society. Page 11 of this particular form they're using shows that Henrietta Riley Trust works for the benefit and general support of Watchtower Bible Tract Society. We also see that the HMR Trust generated a net income of US dollars of $696,000 for the Watchtower Society this year. This pot of money is not owned by the Watchtower Bible Tract Society. And this website is claiming it does not consist of our donations. Well, no, because it's from this. Now, Atlantis has also included a website. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera towards my computer screen and go through all of this so that you can see, and I will provide links to all of this. Now first I want to start with this website. It is done by Clarence Sisk. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. And this is Watchtower Investments. And what this individual has done is he has taken the 2013 IRS report and he has gathered every single investment that is on that return, and he has gone and researched what each one of these companies does. Now I want to mention right here, he says Watchtower purchased investments. The following is a list of investments that were purchased, and this is taken from the IRS report of 2013. I did not include Rand Corporation because Rand Corporation was donated stock. The Watchtower owns 50% of Rand, which is the company that makes the engines for drones. Now, before I get into showing, all of his, because like I said, he has covered every single one of Watchtower's investments, Amazon, and how many shares they have, and how much that is worth. So please take the time, like I said, to go through this. Okay, now because he mentions the Rand Corporation, we had covered this years ago. So what I want to do is I want to cover the Rand Corporation first so you can get an idea. All right, now here on the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, this is a branch of the U.S. government, and what you can do is you can do searches for this. And what I did is I did a search for Watchtower, and this is what comes up. This is what comes up. Now, this is in the SEC.gov archives, and I will provide the link down below for this. Now this is a tremendous document with a lot of pages and a lot of reading. And Atlantis did include all of this in the PDF, but I'm going to show you a quick way of how you can do searches. I don't know how you do it on smartphones because I don't have a smartphone, but on a computer, if you hit Control and F at the same time, and you will see a box, search box comes up over here. This is where it is on my computer. And I am going to type in Watchtower, and you can see there are 6 finds. Then you will see these. The Watchtower Society, they own 44.94% of stocks. And then you can hit these little arrows and it will take down to each one of these. See, Rancam Engine Corp. And you can do a search on this. Rancam Engine Corp. is a privately held company whose stock is reportedly owned 50% by the Watchtower Society, a religious organization, 34% by James McCann, and the balance by several other shareholders. Mr. McCann has indicated that he donated the shares held by the Watchtower Society to that organization, but has retained a voting proxy for those shares. Okay? And like I said, you can go through all of these. Just click the arrow and it will take you. Like I said, just do a search for the Rancam Society. Yeah, you can see they own over 5 million shares. And he's right. They make military grade engines. And I believe these archives are from, let me scroll up here to the top again. Okay, this was in 2002. And I tried to find some more recent ones, and I just wasn't able to. But you can see, you know, they were donated. So that's why this Clarence does not include it in his list here of investments. But when you go through this, I mean, it will just shock all of you newbies because they have so much stock and raking in so much money. It is just unbelievable. And what these companies do. And you can go through all of these and you see what they have stock in. I mean, and you can go and get their Henrietta Riley Trust 990 forms and see the list of these. Now, I just want to mention that when you go to the PDF, to Market Field Asset Management, it has a list of a lot of their holdings, their stocks and bonds. You can see these. And then they've got the 2014 Henrietta Riley tax form here. This is not apostate lies. This is a real thing. Now I want to point your attention right here. Fair market value of all assets at end of year, $6,931,712. Now, like I said, you can go through all of these, you know, tax returns for yourself. Okay? Now, what I did is I went and looked up for the most recent one I could find. And you can see this is the one that they filed for 2020. But same form. This year they only made about 3.6 million. But there's a couple of things here I want to point out on this return. and see. All of these are available. And this is who takes care of it, the Comerica Bank and Trust. And they paid them $43,000. And then when you get down here to the investments, you can see they have carryovers from these years. When you do accounting, you know, that means you can carry it over. See? But right here, paid during the year. Grants and contributions paid during the year or approved for future payment. Watchtower Bible Tract Society. Daily operational support. $94,000 the amount. And like I said, you can go through this. Now, Mike and I have talked many times. Many times. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see this. We've talked many times about them being a 501c3. There you go, right there. 501c3 organizations. And then they have to answer all those questions. Okay, now we get into some of the stocks and some of the money they've gotten from investments. And if you notice, these are stocks that were sold. They've sold some of their shares. You can see when they bought them. Zoom out here a little bit. You can see when they bought them and the date sold. So they are selling off some of their shares. They have to report this. This is legal here in the United States. More purchase stocks. Like I said, you can go through all of this. Legal fees they had to pay, the money they get. Now this is on the projectspropublica.org nonprofit website, but there's many more that you can get these public documents, and you can see them. You can go through this. Now, I also want to mention, and like I said, I will put the link here to Clarence Sis website, because he has, you know, he goes through, he put an incredible amount of time in this, because he went through, and every stock that Watchtower has, he investigated the company, and he has pictures, and he shows it. Now I also want to mention that for those of you who don't know, yes, Watchtower invested in hedge funds. This is from the 2011 Invest Hedge, Building a Sustainable Future. See, why is Watchtower having so much to do with the world and the greed? I mean, the greed is just amazing at how, you know, but yet they want witnesses to live simply. You can see all of these corporations that were involved in this. Attendees. Who attends the forum? I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to zoom in so you can see. Watchtower Society. Watchtower Society. But yet they call us apostates that tell half-truths and lies. Well, obviously the internet is lying then, not us. See, they're under investors. You see investors, and then you see Watchtower Society, hedge funds. You know, are they using donated funds to invest in hedge funds? They're going to these meetings. It's disgusting. It really is disgusting. So I have a form here, and this is from the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, the U.S. government site that I mentioned earlier, and you can see they have stamped it. This is from March 13th, 2009, Washington, D.C. This is their Form D, and I want to apologize for the dog snoring in the background. but they're quiet and they're sleeping, so leave sleeping dogs lie. But this is really important, and I wish every single Jehovah's Witness could see this, because this is for hedge funds. This is the form they have to fill out for a hedge fund. And you can see 2007 actual amount. And you can see that they have DNS Management Company managing this and all of this information. Okay, scroll down. Now I want you to see this right here. Full name: Watchtower Bible Tract Society of Pennsylvania, 25 Columbia Heights, Brooklyn, New York. Okay. Information about offering. I also wanted to show you here. Type of business organization: other. Cayman Islands exempted company. See, Cayman Islands. This is offshore accounts. This is what companies use for these money laundering, hedge funds, you name it, because they're not under government rule and law. Look at how many shares and the amount. $40 million. $40 million. See? Aggregate dollar amount of purchases. $40 million. Then they had to pay $10,000 in legal fees. Now I will have this on my website. We're going to put all of this on our website and links below to Clarence's website. But you can see $499 million. I would love to have all the Jehovah's Witnesses to see this. Dated March 13, 2009. State signature. These are legal documents. Anybody can, look at them. Anybody. So, we will have these documents available along with everything I have mentioned. And here in Clarence's, website, he even mentions how Watchtower has invested in some of these new Green Deal companies. Well, no wonder they're wanting to put in electric power stations and have electric cars at their new facilities there in Ramapo. They have investments in YouTube, Google. So if they have these investments, are they going to be using their influence with the CEOs of these companies to eventually shut us down? We don't know. Like I said, you can scroll down here. Procter & Gamble, 90,000 shares. Telecom companies, Lionsgate, Disney, a lot of pharmaceutical companies. Is this why they were pushing certain medical procedures? This is an amazing work that this Clarence has done, because he's gotten all of these from these companies. It's shocking. It really is. And look at all of the Time Warner investments and their subsidies. So do you think maybe they might have an influence on the news? It makes us wonder now. Universal Health Services? We did a video years ago about them having a liaison with actual hospitals and stuff, being part of it. Being part of it, having Jehovah's Witnesses right in working with the hospital for bloodless surgeries and stuff. Viacom, that's a major international studios. Look at all of these. Look at all of these. They have 110,000 shares as of, back then. It just makes you sick. And then Clarence has even put in here movies and stuff that these companies they have investments with. I mean, it's just phenomenal. Once you start looking at their investments, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Wow. Wow. Like I said, it's just amazing, you know, that Clarence took the time and energy to do all this. Atlantis had brought this up to me over on JWN, Watchtower Investments. And someone was shocked to find out about their investments. And they even said, I thought all of their income was only from donations. I didn't realize people's donations were going into stocks warmongers. So, yeah. Yep. And this retired accountant is right. This is not a tax return for the Watchtower and Bible Tract Society. It is an IRS Form 990. And what these forms are the profits that you get off of capital gains, investments, anything like that. You have to file one of these forms for the income you made off of it. So, yeah. And you can see Atlantis has posted here. He posts on JWN regularly. Yeah. Yep, and he's even given some information here, some more information about the Henrietta Riley Trust. So, he's got quite a bit of information. So I will put the link down below to this also. Yeah, like the accountant says, thanks for the information, Atlantis. This is more tangled than I thought. It is. Especially when you get into the hedge funds and all of these investments they have. And it just never ends. You know, look at this Rancam. When you get into that, how much money is this worth with all of the shares they have in that? With the military and drones and all of that. So, I opened a big, huge rabbit hole. And I hope that many of you will go do the research on this and share this everywhere. Share this, because this is really important for all of us to understand that Watchtower is so greedy. And like we mentioned in the last video we did, Goat-like personality. He did the video about them getting funds for from the Norwegian Gambling Authority. I'm sure Norway is not the only country they are doing that. I'm sure they are trying to get grants from everything. It wouldn't surprise me if they were trying to get grants from all of the lotteries worldwide. Anything they can get. Every little penny. I found this in Beastzilla. It is the Information Management Network. They've put this out, but it was the Global Indexing and ETFs, the Preeminent Investment Management Conference, and it was in Phoenix, Arizona at the Biltmore Resort and Spa, December 2nd to the 5th of 2012. Lead sponsors, Goldman Sachs. Well, that's one of the investments Watchtower is in. And you do the same thing. Control F and pull up the little search box. I know you can't see it. Okay, look down here. That's the only one that came up for Watchtower. But this is under Global Indexing and ETFs, early confirmed attendees. Watchtower is going to these meetings Chief Investment Officer of the Watchtower Bible Tract Society. See, the Chief Investment Officer. Why would they need a Chief Investment Officer if they didn't have that many investments, that they didn't have to manage their investments? They were just donated to them. See, and you can see all the sponsors. It's just sickening. It's sickening. So, well, thank you for sticking through all of this. I know there's a lot to cover, and you all have a great weekend. Bye.